Hi, good morning, everybody. This is Andrew Lowsutea, President. Thank you very much for joining us for the lecture. I'm sorry, I just start off. I realized there's some connecting issue, but I think we're gonna fix that already. So it's very good to see you guys. Today's lecture is so important. Let me show you why. Because a lot of people realize, especially when you get to 40 years old, we have a lot of stress. And when you have stress, actually it's affecting a lot of your blood sugar and everything. So that will be tremendous, terrible in the sense that, a lot of people don't realize it really can affect your blood sugar, cholesterol, and blood pressure. So that's the reason why this lecture will be important to kind of understand what does it affect and what can we help to basically provide you better, in a sense that how could it help you decrease those stress and help you to become better and, get down your blood sugar level. So this is all about today's lecture, and I think it's going to help you tremendously to give you technique to understand first what is a warning sign, second is how can you prevent it. And I think today that will be a really good lecture to cover everything to help you better understand. And today that will be my objective. I hope that you're going to see it really wonderful. Okay, so shall we start? Okay, wonderful. Okay, good. All right. Okay, now, so today I'm so glad you guys can join us on a webinar. Many people leave stresses, mainly, feeling busy or overwhelmed. However, stress actually affects your entire organ of the body. And that's the thing that I want to make sure you folks can pick it up. Now, especially over 40 years old, naturally become less efficient to handling all the stress hormone. This means that prolonged stress might contribute to high blood sugar and weight gain around abdominal, increase the blood pressure, poor sleep, and greater difficult to control your diabetes or your pre-diabetic. So today, that's what we want to talk about, all that, so you can have understand how stress impact your body, how can increase your risk of the pre-diabetic or diabetic, and what can you do with a practice lifestyle can able to decrease all this risk and protect your health. So let's go start today. Now, so we talk about, just now we'll give you the introduction. First, we'll explain exactly how stress affects your whole body, blood sugar, and how many people can, when you have stress, not only affect emotion, but actually cause physical change throughout the body, especially at 40 and up. Also, talk about the relation between stress, insulin resistant, for the diabetic, you will see how this condition can actually reconnect it closely. Next, we'll discuss what is early warning sign. So you basically understand, if you have that, stress will be basically affect all your blood sugar and all the health and all organ. It's really affect your entire body. So we also look at the practical way how you're able to get a healthy habit to help you protect your body and how low sugar can help you. So today that's a lot of coverage. Now I saw a lot of people today I don't know. I know that we'll always give you guys a chance to catch up. So today we'll talk about each of us will always a 4-stage of diabetic go through. The first stage is the LDL cholesterol goes up. It affected your B cells from the pancreas come out. The B cell takes sugar to the cells. So if that's damaged, blood sugar will continue increasing. The bloodstream increase, that's problem will start. LDL cholesterol and the blood sugar add together, the blood becomes thick and start forming plaque everywhere. So the entire body forms plaque. So the vessel become all these plaque. The space between on the inside of the vessel becomes less. So your blood sugar pressure is going to go up. Now, when blood pressure goes up, you have no sign and symptom. You do the same old lifestyle, but very quickly you will go down to become a stage 3 person, which is they call pre-diabetic stage. Now, during this pre-diabetic stage is basically you will not a lot of time have no feeling of any kind of problem either because they have very limited signs, but every doctor will measure the same thing to identify you are pre-diabetic. Basically, to measure what they call a HbA1c. And what is HbA1c? Is basically everybody have a hemoglobin. They measure amount of sugar attached to this hemoglobin. If you're 5.7 below, you're a normal person. If you're 5.7 to 6.4, you know what? You are now become a pre-diabetic. And now when you're pre-diabetic, you really have no medication. They basically gave you, the doctor will give you advice and say, hey, I'm not going to give you medicine because you're pre-diabetic, but you need to change lifestyle. You get low-carb diet, low-fat diet, you exercise, lower your weight, and all these things comes in. Instead, you heard it, but you say, okay, I'll do it, but most of the time that you will not basically follow through. So very quickly, if you don't do anything, 2 to 3 years, you become a diabetic. And once you're there, your blood sugar continue goes up. However, during the pre-diabetic state or even any stage of your disease, we can have one item called Lowsutea can help you. And how Lowsutea help you to lower your blood sugar, cholesterol, and blood pressure? I will show you how that works. Lowsutea basically is there are two things in there. There's one is called the guava leaves that decrease or slow down the blood sugar going to your vessels, your blood vessels, slow down the sugar. So less sugar going to the blood vessel. Now, also it has bitter melon, which is increase the insulin sensitivity, take the sugar back to the cells. So the bitter melon is a really magic food because you not only get the sugar back to the cell, also excess sugar, excess LDL cholesterol, and salt will be dumped out through urine, plus they have detox. So salt went down, your blood pressure go down. So you have decreased blood sugar, decreased LDL cholesterol, and also blood pressure. Your three high will will start moving down. Now, we don't want to just teach you about, okay, just drink tea. That's not what we want to do. We also want to change your lifestyle. So we have lots of programs to help you. If you look at this QR code here, you can look back 460 somewhat YouTube information. You can able to kind of learn about what is high blood pressure, what is blood sugar, why it's go high, what's the blood pressure, just like the SM of today. So give you all the information, holding your hand throughout the diabetic journey. You can read and understand at the same time, so you can able to control blood sugar. So with this program, you basically have understand what's the low carb diet, low fat diet, your exercise, how to get weight control. You can control your BMI. If your weight is over 30, so you can able to bring it down to 23. Every week we have one free lecture webinar for you to learn, free of charge. See it anytime. I think we're the only company probably in the world give about 400 some lectures just to give you free lecture to understand what is that diabetic disease. So it's a really good program. I have many people taking Lowsutea, the A1C as high as 10% plus. They actually brought it down to 5.7. So I own my own line. So it really does work. So basically, that's what Lowsutea help you. Now let's get to the main topic today, because I think today is a very important topic to get you to understand why stress can really get your blood sugar goes up and throughout the body. Is not only just the sugar, it affects every major organ. Okay, so many people really thought that, wow, I'm age 40 now. Perhaps you found that now you basically has something very much changed, because you will see that, wow, I will gain weight. I got hard to lose it. And also my energy is not as much as before. And also I kind of wake up at night more of the time. So you're not getting real good sleep. Now, they thought that, well, maybe this changes now because I'm 40 years old. But they also didn't realize with that, they also affect your body blood sugars and how to manage it. So the bigger change usually gradually start something that you might not even know is losing your muscle tone. And so, oh, sorry, you will start, excuse me, sorry about that. You will start losing your muscle tone and with your age, so you don't walk as well. And also, don't forget, when you're losing a muscle tone, the muscle is the biggest users of blood sugar or glucose. So your muscle decrease, your body are using less sugar. So net result, your blood sugar will go higher. Now, also another thing, our metabolism also slow down. So they're burning fewer calories, then also using less sugar. So more sugar can continue accumulated in the bloodstream. And also your sleeping quality often also decline, because really a lot of time because when you're stressed, your cortisol goes up. So your body, cortisol is a major body stress hormone. So with the cortisol goes up, you don't sleep that well because you're going to be ready for fight. Okay. And also your pancreas work harder because now you have more sugar going around, and the insulin need the insulin to keep the sugar under control, but you're not using the sugar, so they will pump up more sugar, insulin out to help the sugar to really work to decrease and use it in the bloodstream, and not using it in the cells, basically. Uh, so all these combined together, this is why people start saying that, wow, when I get age 40, all these things can happen with, insulin getting to be less sensitive, and you don't sleep well, and the stress hormone continue elevated. So all these change basically will make your blood sugar management is more difficult. Okay. So what happened during stress? Just get a little bit. I'll give you the big picture just now. While you're stressed, you affect sleep, hormone changes, and blood sugar goes up. Okay, so now if you're stressed, now all the stress activity get your body to say, "Hey, you are stressed. I'm ready for a fight." So the brain will release two type of basically hormone. One is called the adrenaline, which is wow, really, really fight. And the other one is cortisol. It's give you really to, it also give you manage the stress. Now, how this thing works, basically, just imagine you walking across the street, suddenly a car coming over, speeding toward you. So your brain basically recognizes, oh, you're in danger. So what's going to happen within a second, they will get the adrenaline gland to release all these adrenaline for you. So you're ready to fight and run, right? And the cortisol is also increased. So when the adrenaline increases, your heart rate goes up, your breathing goes up, and the cortisol will tell the liver, say, hey, you're ready to have some danger. So they will release more sugar or glucose from the liver to the bloodstream, give you muscle ready energy to escape that danger. Now, certainly when you're running through across the street, that is your issue. But in the body, when you're stressed, you actually have the similar thing, but it's not as rushed. But on the hand, you have this slow response similar to the, like this accident that might be potential cause you injury. But you see that, but the body will have the stress, and they will still release adrenaline and cortisol when you're stressed. So net result, so like for example, at home you'll find, well, you work is terrible, a lot of work, or go to work, you have a lot of traffic that got you to be all stressed out, and also you have financial worry. Well, I have to pay mortgage, and then for example, your age parent, you're caring for age parents. So all that related to from work and all that, you give you tremendous pressure. So the body cannot tell you your actual physical danger or emotional danger. This is really emotional danger, right? So they will continue to still give you a lot of adrenaline, a lot of the cortisol. So all these, hormone will basically help you to release extra glucose in the bloodstream. So if you happen just occasionally, certainly this is going to be able to handle very easily. But if you have stress all the time, now then the harmful situation come around. So really stress really actually not only increases blood sugar, increase the heart rate, raise blood pressure, and basically reduce insulin ineffectiveness. So net result, that's why stress is really something you gotta manage and control. And that's why today's seminar, you're now getting a better understanding. Now, I mentioned two hormones. The first one is adrenaline. We know for sure you're ready to fight. But on the other hand, second is cortisol. Cortisol is called stress hormone, especially your long term with high cortisol. What could happen to you? Basically, cortisol is really an essential hormone. It's called stress hormone. It helps you to regulate blood pressure, reduce inflammation, support your metabolism, help you to wake up each morning. For example, when you wake up, and then suddenly you got cortisol comes in, you now wake up real good. You give you a daily rhythm, and then you can really work and help you to wake up and go out to do your daily work. And also cortisol is called stress hormone, which is disrupt your natural rhythm. In other words, what it do is when you elevate cholesterol a long period of time, several things can happen. First of all, your liver keep getting extra sugar out to your body, ready for you to go at war, okay? Now, secondly, your appetite also increase because of the fact that you are going to crave sugar and fatty food to get the energy ready for you to fight. Now, also fat became accumulated into your abdomen, so you got to get fatty tummy, and with that, you're going to have strong insulin resistance, and that's not good for you. Now, because you are continuous stress at nighttime, when you are sleeping or you want to sleep, you will be less refreshing. So or you will basically want to sleep, but on the other hand, you are not able to sleep that well. Now, combine all that, you're going to start even for pediatric or pre-diabetic or diabetic, you're going to have all the issue coming along with potential high blood sugar, high heart disease, and then high blood pressure. All these will come. So really, you gotta continue to manage the cholesterol. Don't get it continue to go up, especially long term. So imagine all the time, if you have cholesterol keep going up, your blood sugar going up, you gotta increase appetite, so you eat all the snack because you're nervous. You start eating all the snack, chips, whatever on table, all those things. So you gotta gain weight, and then all these will promote your belly become fatter. You cannot sleep well, and insulin resistance. Imagine that will be really bad for your body. So that's the reason why we want to make sure, understand, you don't want to get your cholesterol goes up. Now, I know a lot of this talk about is somewhat a little bit now getting more complicated. So I did a chart for you. So let you know how this stress and how it related to blood sugar going up. Now, when you're stressed, your brain will go tell you, hey, I need more cholesterol to come out to help me because I want to get more sugar ready for war. So it will tell the liver to say, hey, give me more sugar, man. I'm ready to go, need the sugar, go out to fight. And then with that result, you got high blood sugar in the bloodstream. So when you have high blood sugar in the bloodstream, it will also ignite the pancreas to produce more insulin for you so they can able to get the sugar back to the cells so you get ready to fight. But you might not use all the sugar. So over time, they will get more sugar come out, more insulin come out. Your pancreas will become tired. So net result, your cells might not be as sensitive to insulin. So you're gonna get insulin resistant develop. That's how stress will ultimately got you that situation. So this is just a simple chart for you to understand easier. I think this is going to be very good. Keep that in mind first, and I will go further down as we go on. Now, a lot of people say, hey, I'm pre-diabetic, so what is it for me, man? Now, normal sugar, remember, people who are normal persons, the A1C got to be below 5.7. Remember the number, 5.7. But if you become a pre-diabetic, doctors measure everybody, measure how many percent of sugar attached to your hemoglobin. If your hemoglobin cell between 5.7 and 6.4, now you become a pre-diabetic. But pre-diabetic, unfortunately, you do not have medication. So doctor will say, hey, you really need to, get yourself organized, a low-fat diet, low-carb diet, exercise, all that. They will tell you all that. But this is a time for you to really set your so-called health habit and lifestyle change to really, hopefully, you doesn't move over to 6.5. When you're over 6.5, you are now diabetic. So they will give you medication. So then at this stage, we're pre-diabetic, your blood sugar is not in a way that you're disease stage, you're not yet diabetic yet, they have no symptom, but you have some symptom. Later I will talk a little bit more, but majority of people do not have symptom. And a lot of people don't even know until they find out and say, I got pre-diabetic, and they're always in surprise because they went to a regular health check. Now, the important thing is your risk factor is usually start off your age 45, and your family have diabetes, and you will potentially have diabetic. Usually, a lot of people have belly fat, the belly start popping up, and also first stage you always have a second stage, you always have high blood pressure. You at the first stage, you should have high cholesterol. And then, especially now, you pre-diabetic, lack of exercise, all these things will start contributing your blood sugar going up. Now, for a person, if they're stressed and pre-diabetic, what's going to happen? Now, first of all, people think that, wow, I'm pre-diabetic. How do I come into this thing? Now, do I just eat less sugar? I will be okay. Now, actually, really, at the end of the day, it's not just a diet can play the important role become you to be a pre-diabetic. It's actually it go with the entire body system that you have to change. That's why I say you go really, if you're pre-diabetic, you have to do really a life uh, uh, you know, uh, uh, life changes to your entire body. Because first, when you have chronic stress, your stress will influence your pre-diabetic or diabetes, same thing. They would go through that. First, your chronic stress, you know what? The cortisol goes up. The cortisol goes up to tell the liver release more sugar or glucose into the bloodstream. So at the same time, the body cells are less responsive. So over months and months, you continue stress, the insulin resistance will become high. That's the first one. Now, oops, sorry. Then second one, you know what can happen? Your stress control now changing your behavior because you're stressed. So you always want to say, wow, I'm stressed, man. You will change your diet. Your sleeping is going less because you can't sleep. You will skip exercise because you're tired. You will basically not eat well at home. You will grab takeout. So a lot of food that from the restaurant are not good for you, a lot of fat, and you are very busy and you want to snack to get energy, food to comfort you. Sometimes some people also drink alcohol or a lot of caffeine. So all these behavior will basically change entirely for you to get your body have difficulty to regulate your blood sugar. So stress is not only get cortisol goes up, it also change your behavior. So you have insulin resistance, you have weight gain, poor food choice, you don't exercise anymore, and all that will go to the diabetic risk. But there's one more thing when you are stressed, your body is also increased inflammation throughout the body. So you have a chronic inflammation throughout the body that will link to one thing, insulin resistance. And this chronic insulin resistance will eventually can end up with some kind of chronic disease, such as cardiovascular disease, type 2 diabetic. So people found that if they're long-term stress, they definitely, for people who have no stress or less stress, the health issue, all the indications, just not what you see, is become much less. So very important, you really cannot have continuous stress because that is no good for you. Now, I also create a chart to help you, to show you when you have stress, and then eventually you're going to have, uh, all the pre-diabetic diabetes signal is going to start show up. So many people actually, if they're pre-diabetic, might not even have any sign and symptom. But if they do, that is an early sign, which consists of like I always felt tired, consistent fatigue. Matter of fact, I have one other patient. I always get tired before or something like that, and it's now he's drinking a lot of water, become always thirsty, and always become going urination. The reason we're going urination is the body is dumping out of sugar, so it always keep urination, always go void or go urine to go to the bathroom to void. And also, you might have another blurred vision because the eyes start damaging all the nerves and all with all the cholesterol pluck up. So your eye become blurred and eventually you might lose your sight. And also, you start getting weight gain. Remember, I keep saying that earlier. You keep eating a lot of snack, and then the weight gain around the waist is getting bigger and bigger. And you're going to have difficult sleeping because of the fact that you have so much stress. the whole night you have the cortisol keep going up to give you blood sugar. You get stress, you can't relax. So all that is your warning sign, which if you have that, you better start decrease your stress or actually start seeing your doctor, understand where you're at. Now, unfortunately, also many people really don't have much sign and symptom also, but the body are continue being affected by this high blood sugar, and the stress will continue to move everything upward. So some people will also experience, besides just now what we're talking about, all those signs, is also get headache, migraine headache, for example, and the muscle become tightened, and the blood vessels start changing. They will have neck pain, shoulder tension, back pain, and certainly stress commonly affect all your digestion also. So you might notice bloating, constipation, diarrhea sometimes, the stomach discomfort. This occur with stress, quite very common. Now, many people also become more anxious, irritable, small problems suddenly feel overwhelming. You start shouting people, because you're stressed. Now, also, some people even have brain fog, and I can't remember all the stuff. They struggle to remember name, loss of concentration, and you feel mentally totally exhausted. Okay, so sleep distribution is also very common. When you stress, you're thinking the same old problem over again. Hard time falling asleep, and you wake up frequently during the night and feel wow, not refreshed at all. All these symptoms will basically help you to increase the cortisol hormone, go up, which turn even everything become worse. Now, as time goes on, your immune system go down, you get more easy to get sick, you get infected, you slower to recover, all that come in. Now you become really, after this, you can have getting a vicious cycle, which I get a chart for you to understand. Now you're stressed, cortisol goes up, get you already release more sugar to you from the liver, so you become high blood sugar. So now your sugar keep going up. Now, but that you keep thinking whole night long about your problem, you can't hardly sleep because more cortisol go up, you get a hard time in the streets. You now wake up, oh, you'll be more stressed. And then you start gaining weight because you start eating all kind of snack. And to basically have comfort for you, with all that, man, because the cortisol basically usually when you keep going up, they encourage craving of sugar and they want you to eat more fat food. So your weight is not gaining, okay? And especially amount of waste. Now, when you have all the abnormal fat going in, your insulin resistance will also goes up. So with that, your blood sugar, it will go up. Instead of 160 now, go up to 180 now. Now the cycle will continue to go, and then you basically trap in there. You gotta break that cycle. If you don't break that cycle, you're gonna have a really big problem. So people, if they are stressed, they require a lot of hours to retreat, meditation. So, but on the hand, really, you can do something very fast and very easy. Now, a lot of people thought that, wow, you got to stress, I have to do all that. No, you can actually do slightly small things, can help you to basically just do that. You will actually lower the stress. For example, just simple walking, deep breathing. This is extremely easy exercise to do. Or you can pray or meditation. You can go outdoor, look at the green, spend more time, and listen to music, your favorite music, slow down your stress. Or connect with friends, talk about your problem, talk to your relative, talk to your wife, whatever. People to share that stress experience. Now, you know what? After that, you're gonna feel a lot better. And on top of that, your stress go down, then everything will basically go uh, uh, more adjusted and get back your regular self. Your stress go down, your cortisol go down, adrenaline go down. Everything will be good for you to decrease the stress rather than continue to build up. Now, sleep is so important because sleep, you got to have 7 to 9 hour quality sleep. A lot of people don't realize that. You sleep, you actually lower your cortisol. With lower cortisol, not much sugar coming out because they don't release the sugar from the liver. And it will help continue to get you less sugar in the system. With that, you actually improve the insulin sensitivity because not much sugar comes out. You don't need a lot of insulin come to help you to put back to to take the sugar to the cells. You also reduce craving because when you sleep well, you will not keep getting high cortisol, so you don't want not going to eat a lot of sugary stuff, caffeine, you know, pastry to get you satisfied. But the best thing is because less cholesterol around, your body basically become less stressed now. So you will basically get more energy, your body recover, and so you can sleep better. So really at the end of the day, you got to make sure to support yourself with really good sleep. Do not, sometimes actually during the day, you're really stressed out, just nap 15, 20 minutes at your office, your desk, wherever. That will refresh you and that lower your cortisol. That can be one good solution. Now, so we'll talk about resting, sleeping 7 to 9 hours, or at least 8 hours. So also your healthy eating will also really important. Now you got to eat a lot more vegetable, a lot of nuts like almond nuts, put nuts on, your salad. You eat fish like salmon fish, not red meat, eats, beans. All these are so good, and whole grain. All these are so good for you to continue lower your blood sugar because all these products are usually low cal and low carbohydrate. So that is the key that you want to have. Less sugar into the bloodstream. Plus, you got to cut down the sugary drink like cocktail or bubble tea. And you want to less high processed food. Reason is they are full of chemical and also sugar and also salt. All that are not good for you. Plus, you want to not to get all the extra sweet item like jelly, ice cream, all these things. So instead, rely comfort food to help you to give you the meal to keep your blood sugar, not to give you satisfied. But on the other hand, with all these sugar drink, high processed food, excess sweet like pastry, all that, yes, help you to satisfy short term, but long term it will bad for you because it continue to check out your blood sugar. So you really gotta get a lot of time continue good healthy fat, like eat a lot of avocado using olive oil instead of corn oil, whole grain, oat, brown rice rather than eat white rice. That's very bad. Brown rice or red rice. So it will be very good for you. And you really gotta hydrate yourself all the time. So a lot of people just say, wow, um, when people are hungry, they basically don't think about, wow, can I drink more water throughout the day? And when you get more water, basically maybe help you fill up the stomach a little while, and then before instead you keep eating this stuff to get you full. So drink a lot of water. Now, one thing good about drinking a lot of water is help you to dilute the blood, not to make it so thick. And so net result, you can able to dump off all these extra sugar out of the urine because especially instead of drinking water, you drink Lowsutea. And Lowsutea will help you to dump off your blood sugar, excess blood sugar, your cholesterol, LDL cholesterol, and the salt. So all those will help you to dump off your three highs. So don't just drink water, drink Lowsutea. So and with that, you will have snack, for example. Now you're gonna not eating, all the chips and all that, but you're not eating nuts, yogurt, vegetable steak. All that will help you in a sense to limit your blood sugar increase. How wonderful that is. Now, one more thing you need to start doing is your exercise because exercise do actually lower your cortisol. Again, if you lower your cortisol, you improve your blood sugar. Keep not getting, you get more cortisol, more sugar pumped out from the liver, right? So you want to decrease that. Net result, you improve your insulin sensitivity, you reduce your belly fat, you burn up your calorie, burn up your food intake of the carb. You also, because you work out to see the green, moving, you improve your mood, you improve your sleep. Now, every week, you should have at least 150 minutes of moderate exercise each week. Okay, that is so important. With that, now we talk about diet, we talk about exercise, what we want, and better sleep. So now you have to create a habit. Now, this daily habit really can help you to build a tremendous health routine, which means you have to walk daily, strengthen the exercise. Strength exercise is meaning you have to lift. Remember, I said we have a walk master, get 2 barbell, you go up and down like this. Okay, you do 100 times. If you do 100 times within 30 minutes, I guarantee you lost 300 calories, and you build up your chest much better, breathing, relax you. You have better sleep, you have better stress management, and your healthy weight will start coming, and it's not going to be continue going up, rather go reverse. And with that, you're able to lower 10% your weight, you have actually minus 1% of A1C. So if you're at 8 or A1C or 7, you go back down to 6. Isn't that wonderful? Plus, you got to stop smoking, because smoking, unfortunately, it will damage the blood vessel, increase your blood sugar. Now, you got to continue to figure a way to control your blood sugar. Keep your blood sugar in the healthy range, because if you better control your blood sugar, like for example, you start having a great diet, you are able to do a lot of exercise, you are now protect your nerve. How you protect nerve? Because if you don't protect the nerve, the sugar will pluck up, and then your nerve will start get damaged. So it affects from your constipation to gut, everything will be affected. So you got to decrease the sugar to protect the nerve. And on top of that, you lower your weight. So net result, your whole body system is so much better. You get better sleep. You also feel more positive. Your diet will better control. And with all exercise, you improve circulation, you lower your inflammation, body inflammation, and net result, you will end up with reduce all potential diabetic complication. You have less chance your 3 high go down. You have less chance of getting heart disease, stroke, kidney disease, nerve damage. All that will be completely decrease that risk. And that's what we're trying to get you to do. And why drink Lowsutea? Because Lowsutea actually lower your 3 high, cholesterol, blood pressure, and blood sugar. And so important, you have to drink your Lowsutea daily, 6 cups to 8 cups a day. Definitely can help you to lower your 3 high. Now, whatever you do, you got to lower your 3 high. So, in conclusion, now importantly, so we know, we talk a lot about this webinar, we're getting pretty fast, but really important, first, you have to understand stress not only on your emotion, it affects your entire body. So keep that in mind. It's not only emotion, it's also entire body. If you continue to be stressed, you're going to start chronic stress syndrome coming out. Your cortisol will continue to remain high, causing your liver to release more sugar into the bloodstream. So net result, you have more insulin effectiveness, so you get insulin resistance, and that's what you to prevent. Now, the second thing, if you are pre-diabetic, usually you don't have any warning sign, but this is not a life sentence. Really, this is the start of you got to change your lifestyle, and you can able to change, like for example, diet control. You eat healthy food with less carb. You need to have red rice or brown rice or white rice. Eat half vegetable, any green vegetable. 1/4 is your protein, like fish, egg, and 1/4 is the beans and red rice and so forth. All that, you can do that, actually help you to delay potential move to type 2 diabetic throughout your healthy lifestyle. And that's our objective. That's why we create Lowsutea to help you to basically, you do not go into become a type 2 diabetic. So you can start even stage 1. high blood cholesterol, LDL, and also you have high blood pressure, we start out with Lowsutea. With that, you will continue to improve and you will never get to the diabetic stage. And that's so important. And the number three is remember, diabetes actually is getting, if you have that, it's going to be worse because you influence many factors of your body. So the healthy eating important. You have the regular exercise, very important. Quality sleep is very important. You have to maintain a healthy weight. Your BMI has to be 23. You have to manage stress and continue to stay physical active. Now, that's important because you stay physical active, you will not able to degenerate and get your muscle tones less and so forth. So you burn over sugar. The fourth, you cannot ignore all the early signs. If you're fatigued, always thirsty, you have to go urination all the time, weight gain around the waist, poor sleep, blurred vision, and frequent infection, you got to go see a doctor. Really, you got to see a doctor to see where you're at. Now, finally, you have to focus. Really, at the end of the day, you're not trying to do perfection. You got to start somewhere, start small. Maybe just start off with dieting and then next follow exercise. And change slowly, one thing after another. And you will change slowly. And eventually, about 6 to 8 months or 9 months, you basically continue to change everything. You now got to exercise, your diet change, your sleep pattern is better because you do 7 to 9 hours sleep every day. And then you will reduce our sugar drink. You don't drink Coke anymore. You drink only Lowsutea. And you eat a healthy diet. And now you exercise. So now you are totally changed person. And I tell you, I have a very good friend. At first, he refused to do exercise. He refused to do drinking Lowsutea. Now he said he didn't want to get the diet that we talk about. You know what? Now he follow what we say. He said, wow, it's not that hard. I know I changed here and there. And now, you know what? His A1C is so good. It's less than 5.7 from the high, 7 and up. And so really at the end of the day, all that changed. He becomes so much healthier. And he said, wow, I feel so good now. And all these positive steps basically to help you with your heart, your brain, so you won't forget things, your kidney, you won't damage kidney, so you don't have dialysis, help your eyes to see better, and also nerve damage, prevent nerve damage. A lot of people don't even know about that. So with that, you live longer, high, and better quality of life. So today is the lecture that we thought that will give you an overwhelming overall. It says that make sure you understand all that. Okay. So anyway, if you have any question, write me, Andy@wafong.com, ANDY@WHFONG.com. Phone number or WhatsApp us, 852-6792-8891. 852-6792-8891. We'd love to hear from you. A lot of people write to me, and we do answer their questions. All right. Have a nice, wonderful day. I know it's a very extensive lecture, but I think it's good for at least you understand, really importantly, why stress can really screw you up in a sense with all the blood sugar. So control that